Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For this week's fiasco, I am going to be doing a short, sweet video on the too much information pregnancy symptoms that nobody warned me about, that I feel like is a little bit taboo to discuss because of how sort of gross in a way, I guess it is, and how kind of private it actually is. And it's probably not something that a lot of pregnant women are comfortable discussing just like on their social media or everyday thing. You know, most pregnant women want to be like, look at my glow, oh, my titties are getting so big, oh, my bump is huge, I'm craving this, and I don't know, like just regular symptoms, you know what I mean? But I wanted to discuss the type of symptoms that I have personally experienced that are definitely a little more like, what the heck is wrong with you, okay? But they are totally normal. I've discussed them with my doctor, I've discussed it with other mamas and stuff like that, so we are going to get down to it, okay? I'm also doing this video as well because there was a lovely girl who commented on my previous 30-week bump date video asking me to do this, which I'm glad she did because I was definitely going to do it anyway. But I just, like, this is kind of like that little motivational push to kind of get me going, okay? So, I am recording just randomly in the middle of my bedroom. I don't have any extra light sources right now because it's a beautiful day out, so I'm in front of my window, so I apologize if things seem kind of dark in the background, but that don't matter because I'm the main focus of this video anyway, okay? So you guys should be looking at me. Sorry. Anyway, so first things first. The first thing I experienced that was totally out of line, that nobody ever prepared me for, was bleeding gums. Now, I experienced this in my second trimester and I was completely shocked because I would eat something and my gums had become so swollen that anything that I felt like kind of touched it, I would just start bleeding, you know what I mean? It'd be like random places, and it actually made eating very difficult, to the point where sometimes I would just opt not to eat, like unless I had yogurts or applesauce or just something soft to eat, I just wouldn't want to eat anything because my gums would just randomly bleed, and then I'm just tasting blood, and then I'm just smelling it, and then I'm just nauseous, you know what I mean? So I'm just like, "Wah." But I talked to my doctor, he said it was totally normal, it happens to some women, don't worry about it, you're fine, you know. It just sucks because obviously that was one of the more unpleasant things that I've had to experience. I did talk to a couple other mamas. It doesn't happen with every pregnancy, but there were a few that were like, yeah, no, I've also experienced the same thing. And the severity also, I've noticed, varied. There was a girl I talked to who bled way heavier than I did. There was another one who didn't bleed as much, but for me it was kind of like I couldn't eat anything harder than bread without my gums sort of swelling up and bleeding for no reason, okay? So, pregnancy symptom number 2 that I am not a fan of, okay? Your girl is turning into like this sort of modern day Chewbacca, right? And it's really weirding me out. I mean, I looked it up online. They said there's no real correlation to having a boy and having more body hair, but your girl is legitimately experiencing a crap ton of body hair, and I'm talking about it is everywhere, okay? Now, this is a TMI, all right? So I like to shower with my husband because, you know, we're very close like that. So we shower together, and you know, we're very honest with each other. I don't really get self-conscious about things around him, but he's just kind of looking at me and he's like, you're growing a lot of hair. And I was like, oh, like, you mean up here it's because of my prenatal? Isn't it wonderful? Like, my hair has gotten amazing. And he's like, no, like, he's like, babe, don't take this the wrong way, but like, you're growing hair on your lower back. And of course, like, I'm like the size of a hot air balloon right now, and I'm just like, what are you talking about? Like, where? And I'm trying to look at it, and lo and behold, I go into my full body mirror, and like, yeah, I have hair on my lower back, and I'm flipping out because I'm just like, I'm turning into a man, and like, I have hair on my belly. I'm starting to form like mustache hair and stuff like that, and everything in me just wants to shave it off. But again, I consulted my doctor, I consulted other mamas. they told me it's very, very normal, and like it actually, most of the hair will fall off after you give birth. Unfortunately, so will the top of your head, because you don't really tend to lose a lot of hair during your pregnancy, but after pregnancy, you literally just lose everything. So, yeah, he was saying, my doctor was saying, like, not to worry about it, that after I give birth to the baby, I will definitely go back to normal, like all the little extra fuzzies on my belly, on my lower back, my mustache. I even have some hair, like, on my upper arm. He says it'll go back to normal, so I don't have to worry about it. So thank God for that, because your girl was like as pristine as like a crystal ball, and I'm just, you know, now I just feel like Chewbacca's offspring. Okay, I feel like it just was not prepared for that. Okay, well, I guess I was, but I wasn't prepared for how much hair there was gonna be, so that was kind of gross. Okay, so symptom number 3 that I'm experiencing, that's a little TMI. I am absolutely 100% beyond itchy, okay? And it's mainly like on my legs that I'm just extremely itchy, and like my feet. And I was reading that there was some sort of issue where like women get really itchy on their palms and their feet. I can't think of the medical term off the top of my head. I will actually put a bubble right here because I'm going to look it up after this video. So whatever it is here, that's what it's called. But I did look that up because I thought I was experiencing that, but it turns out that it did stop after a few days, but then it would come back just for a little bit. I got itchy mainly at nighttime, and sometimes it got so unbearable, I legitimately had to dunk myself in hydrocortisone cream, or I had to go take a bath or something, because I just felt like I was going to claw my skin off, you know, especially my palms and my feet and my legs. Like, oh my God, sleeping got to a point, especially my first trimester, sleeping got to a point where I just wouldn't do it, because I'm like, oh my God, like I am so freaking uncomfortable right now. Like my feet are red. Like this is unbearable, you know? And thank God it did stop. My doctor did say that there's a topical ointment that he could give me if it got worse, but like I said, didn't go that far, thank goodness. So if you mamas are experiencing any sort of like early or even late like symptoms like that, I heard it's pretty prominent in the 3rd trimester, definitely go talk to your doctor, because it could be whatever it was that I put in this bubble up here, because I can't remember the name. Okay, was that symptom number 3? Did I say symptom 3? I think that was number 3, right? Yeah, I think that was 3. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm like losing count. I have pregnancy brain like no one's business, okay? I'm so sorry. We're just gonna go with number 4, okay? So I think I'm on 4, so yeah. Symptom number 4 that nobody prepared me for, that's definitely TMI. Why is it that every time I sneeze or every time I cough, I legitimately piss myself? Like, I mean, granted, it's not a lot, but I will be in the store, I'll be in the house, I will be in the car, whatever it is, I'm minding my own business, I'm driving along, or I'm shopping or whatever, and then I'm like, achoo! And then the next thing I know, there's just this waterfall of urine in my pants, okay? Which, like, holy moly, like, I have no control over it whatsoever. It's like, I just do it, and it's kind of like, I don't know if you women have ever experienced when you sit down for a long time when you're on your menstrual cycle, and then you get up and you feel that waterfall, you know, you just can't stop it. That's kind of what it feels like, but like a cannonball, you know, like you sneeze and it's like, boom, urine, you know? So I have actually had to start wearing panty liners and things like that, and bringing extra changes of underwear with me, because I can never tell if I'm going to pee or not. Every time I cough or every time I sneeze, I literally find myself crossing my legs in the aisles or wherever I am, because I'm like, oh my God, like I have to sneeze so bad, but I like don't want to piss myself right now. Like, this is crazy, you know what I mean? So there's that. It's kind of gross, but like, yeah, nobody ever prepped me for that. I mean, nobody ever said it to me. I can't even tell you how many pregnant family and friends I've had, and not a single one of you girls could let me know that that was gonna happen to me. So the first time it happens to me, I'm running around Walmart, okay, with soaked undies, okay, smelling like pee, because none of y'all could do me a solid and tell me that, okay? Like, where's the loyalty? All right, so that was gross, but thank God I have that under control with panty liners. All right, so if you guys want to be extra careful when you're pregnant, definitely carry some of those around, just because you never know. All right, because that leads me into number 5, is this very odd sort of like discharge that comes out of like pregnancy. I don't know, it's really sticky and weird. Okay, sometimes your vagina will just kind of like excrete, like it looks, and I hate to say it, but it kind of feels and looks like a deflated slug, you know? Like sometimes your little vagina will decide that it's just going to like push out these fluids that just smell and look very weird. Okay, so like I said, carry panty liners, because that's symptom number 5 that I've experienced. It's just this weird discharge. Okay, doesn't happen all the time, but it does happen sometimes. I'll go to the bathroom and I'm just looking down like, what in the absolute bumbleclock is this? Like, are you serious right now? Like, are you serious right now? So I definitely recommend carrying panty liners, okay? Because that's not something that is comfortable to walk around in, mind you, okay? It literally feels like somebody put like Jello in between your little lippies down there. So definitely carry the panty liners, okay? So on to symptom number 6 that nobody prepared me for, that was just like an absolute shock to me and is totally TMI, okay? The bleeding. So I would like to say I'm pretty like sexually active. Since I've been pregnant, my partner and I actually have sex at least 1 to 2, sometimes 3 times a day, because I enjoy sex, okay? I really enjoy sex. Like, that's just me. And I know he enjoys sex, especially because it is me, okay? So yeah, of course he's gonna enjoy sex with me. But I was experiencing bleeding at some point, and it really shocked me, okay? I mean, it was really shocking. I knew beforehand, because my doctor had told me that there was a chance for bleeding whenever I do have intercourse with my husband. So of course I kind of knew, and with that knowledge, but the one night we're getting our freak on, you know what I mean? And he's just like, wow, like you're like extra wet tonight, you know? And I'm just like, oh, maybe it's just because I'm so turned on, I don't know, you know, whatever. And he's like, no, he's like, I actually think you're bleeding, you know? So he turns on the light and he's like, oh my gosh, he's like, you're actually bleeding. And I'm like, are there blood clots? No. Are you in pain? No, I'm not in pain. Okay, well, is there a lot of blood? No, not really. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll go wash it off. But then I'm kind of looking at him like, do you want to finish first? And then I'll go wash it off. Tee. But anyway, yeah. I did call my doctor about it the next day just to kind of be sure. And he said, yeah, like I said, don't worry. When you have sex, that's what happens, you know, as long as you're not in pain, as long as there's no blood clots, as long as you're not saturating a full like panty liner, you should be fine, okay? So I've only bled like 3 times in my 3rd trimester, so it wasn't too bad. I did have some spotting in my 1st trimester, so I do keep an eye out for that. And actually now I always keep a towel next to the bed, because just in case I bleed, you know. And I also switched my bed to the black sheets, because I'm not trying to, you know, ruin my light marble colored sheets, okay? So there's that. Other than that, I'm trying to wonder if there's any other symptoms that I've been experiencing that are kind of like TMI. I guess the only other thing I can say is probably symptom number 7 that's a little TMI. And this will be the last one, because I wanted to keep this video short, but look at me, I'm like freaking rambling. Ha ha ha. Number 7 is definitely the lactating titties, okay? Because your girl will be minding her own business. I'm in my 3rd trimester. I'm 32 weeks now, and you know, I'll be like, wow, my hair looks pretty decent, whatever, and then I'll go to move it, and I've got like 2 dark spots like right here, because my boobies are lactating already, like they're leaking milk. So I'm just like, great, like wonderful. I am literally saturating through a lot of my sweaters and my t-shirts, which sucks. So I've been opting to wear a lot of black. I try to stay away from light gray as much as possible. And I did also buy these little breast pads It's from a company called Bamboobies. I got it at Target, but it's just like these little nipple covers that kind of help absorb that. And it's also really kind of TMI, sorry, but it tends to happen the most, I notice, whenever I'm like rocking too much. So like if I'm running on the treadmill or if I'm on top of like my husband, you know what I mean? It's just I feel kind of bad because I'm like spraying him with a little milk, but I'm like, whoops. So much TMI, but either way, yeah, if you're experiencing lactating nippies like that, I would definitely suggest getting the Bamboobies, or you can look on Amazon, look for any sort of sorry, there was like something that popped up on my phone. You could look for any sort of nipple, like breast pads or anything like that. My nipples are also really sore, so I did get like a type of nipple cream, which I'm told I'm gonna need after birth anyway, okay? So that's basically it. Those are like my, I think 7. I really lost count. I'm like so bad with this whole pregnancy brain thing. I can't even remember my birthday. But those are my 7 symptoms that are TMI on pregnancy, okay? So let me know what kind of symptoms you guys are experiencing. Let me know if you guys experience some of the same stuff I have. Let's have an open discussion about this. All right, for my next video, I'm going to be winding back the pregnancy a little bit and going to a beauty haul because I'm going to Ulta. So your girl is gonna get beautified because I feel like it's been a while since I really splurged on myself, okay? So I'm gonna hit up the beauty portion of my channel once again. All right, so thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you find me on my social media. I'm always posting on my Instagram and my Snapchat, okay? And I love you guys. Mwah. Bye.